Welcome, my fellow humans. Today, we're going to dive into the wonderful world of password management and why it's essential for cybersecurity. Did you know that over 80% of breaches are due to weak and stolen passwords? Let's change that. Hi, I'm Justin IT with IT CMD, and I've been passionate about cybersecurity for many, many moons now. In this video, we'll explore what password managers are, why you should use them, who they are for, and much, much more. The other day, I was in a clinic talking with one of the users, and we kind of got into this heated discussion. Why do you ask? Well, here's what happened. I was working on replacing their computer, and in the process of that, I was looking on their desk, and I'm like, what are these? They were sticky notes with passwords on them. I was like, are you kidding me? You're really doing this? It's a joke. But she got really offended. I was like, well, why are you doing this? Why don't you use a password manager? And she's like, you know what? I'm too old for that. I don't understand how that works. This is easier. They're right there. And I was like, whoa. Oh, okay. Well, they're not. I went to explain to her. Well, having these out here on the sticky notes and written on pieces of paper are very unsafe, and they also go against policy, our cybersecurity policy that we have in place. And she was like, "Oh, why didn't sign any policy? I don't know about any policy." I was like, "Okay, let me approach this a different way." Password managers are very simple. I can show you how to use one. I can show you how to set one up, and then I can help you import your passwords into that. And she got a little more calmer. She's like, well, and she was listening. I kind of dived into that more as I was setting her computer up to hopefully help her out and get her set up with one. But then she had some doubts. At first she was like, well, I don't want to pay for one. This probably costs too much money. My work should be paying for it. And I was like, well, you're not wrong about that. I mean, the work should pay for one for your job, but then you should also have your own for your personal stuff. And I told her that I had a conversation with a client the other day about this same thing, about implementing a password manager for their company so they can have access to it. Today, we're going to talk about what are password managers. Password managers are tools that help you to keep track of your passwords and encrypts them so no one else gains access to them unless they have your master password. Now, the master password is a password you will have to remember. It's one password. You set that one up, and then you allow the password manager to take care of all your other passwords for you. Also, you have to put two-factor authentication on there so no one else can gain access to it outside of you. And what that is getting a code to your phone every time you sign in or every 30 days, however you set that up, so that you know that you're the only one accessing it. Who should use password managers? Who are they for? Well, honestly, everyone should be using one. This is 2024. Whether you're a casual internet user or a business professional, password managers enhance your security. Now, some of them cost money. Some of them are free. When you pay for them, you get more enhanced features from them. But for now, just to set them up, I recommend a free version. And some of the password managers will include 1Pass, Bitwarden, or one that I'm using right now, and I'll go into discussion more later, is Keeper Security. Now, each of these offer unique features. I know there's so many out there, it can be overwhelming, but better just to pick one and then figure out the rest later. It's better have one and than not have anything at all. Now, my personal experience with Keeper Why I switched to them? Because before I was using Keeper, I actually used LastPass. I know. So LastPass I used them for so many years. I really liked them. And then they had their first breach. And I was like, okay. And I understand that, companies get breached. Things happen, human error. We can only do so much. So I gave them the benefit of the doubt and I kept using them. And then they got breached again. I was like, what are you guys doing here? And then LastPass is telling people, oh, it's okay. We found the issue. We just need to have you go and update your password iterations. I'm like, password iterations? Well, I understand what that is. I know most people using a password manager don't know what that is, or do they care? And password iterations are just the way that they encrypt the security key and the data randomly. So most people out there are probably like, you know what? I don't know. I don't care. I just wanted to secure my passwords. I want to be able to log in and call it a day. Simple, right? So after those several breaches of LastPass, I decided it was time to go take a look at other password managers. So I browsed the internet. I tried OnePass. I tried Bitwarden. I tried ProtonPass. They all were kind of different. But I landed on Keeper. Okay, it was simple, easy to use. I liked their business model. For my personal and business, they were just very well connected. Now I tell this story to kind of iterate that you should be using a password manager to store your passwords, and that you should not be using Chrome or Firefox or Edge browser extensions to store your passwords inside of them. To store your passwords in them. Now, there are browser extensions for password managers, which are different. So let me clarify that. So when you have a browser extension for a password manager, that logs you in directly to your passwords, separate from using Chrome and Firefox and Edge. Using Chrome, Firefox, and Edge password management gives you no security. It's very vulnerable, and it can be breached at any time. They're in open text, meaning they're not encrypted at all. So there are some pros and cons to using some of these password managers. For example, they do enhance your security, but at the same time, you will have to take the time to enter your passwords in there, back them up, make sure everything is working, and then go through some of the security features they have to make sure that your passwords are safe and secure, which is one of the good features of a lot of the premium add-ons to these, why it's suggested you use the paid version. And what that does is it goes through your passwords and tells you like, oh, has this one been compromised? Has this one been breached? Oh, you shouldn't use password 123 or etc. If you need help picking a password manager, need help setting one up, feel free to reach out to me and my team. We'll be glad to answer any questions you may have. And please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching.